Hello everybody, this is my second series that I'm starting, which is learning how to draw. Now, for my first video, I was thinking, who better to learn to draw from than Mark Crilley? So, he's a YouTuber with 2.8 million subscribers. And he has a how to draw videos playlist which I found, and the first is how to draw an ear, which has 1,273,000 views. So I think I'll give this a go and see what I can learn from it. Should be simple, just an ear.
Hey there everybody, it's Mark
started.
Crilley. I'm back with another how to draw video. Okay, well, we've got the profile drawn, and I have left the ear blank. Now, I think this basic shape of the ear is maybe not all that hard for people to get right. It's the interior lines that get tricky. Now, I've taken this drawing based on a photo of a human ear. And I feel that even though it looks very complicated, it can really be broken down into two basic lines. The first one that I want you to look at is this curving line right here. It's sort of a simple curly Q kind of a line. I'm going to splice in an image to help you focus and see what that line looks like. Okay, now that one is really not that hard. For me, there's really just a second line to focus on. It's this line right here. I'm going to show you, again, a spliced-in photo so that you can get a sense of what that shape is like. And then I want to give you a kind of a mnemonic device for remembering what that shape looks like. Okay, so what I call this is the thumbs down mitten. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's what I've come up with. Imagine a hand that's like in a mitten, so you don't see all the details of it. And the shape, I believe, that's the closest I can come to describing it. It sort of looks like someone doing a thumbs down sign while wearing a mitten. Let me splice that in there again so you can have a closer look at it. All right, so you see what I'm talking about? Hopefully some of you do. That's my way of remembering what that shape looks like. So let's go ahead and zoom in here on this ear, and I'll show you how I can use that information to help me quickly draw a decent-looking human ear. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with that kind of curly Q line that I feel is the easier of the two lines to draw. You can also remember it as like the number 9 almost, except you don't complete the line. It curves around like so. And then take that idea of the thumbs down mitten and have it kind of start right here like it's hooked into that curly Q. It comes down like this, and this is the thumb of the mitten, and just a little bit of a curve, an extra curve right there as it comes around. I mean, these lines are considerably more complicated if you want to do a photoreal drawing of an ear, but my feeling is most of the time in a drawing like this, you don't need it to be that detailed. I think maybe a secondary line may come in here. We can do a little bit of shading. This in here gets sort of tucked in, but primarily I really do believe that it's based on these two main lines. So if you're ever drawing from a great distance, the human ear, if you get that line in there, and then again the thumbs down mitten, what a weird image, I think that will help you get a decent looking ear for a face in profile. Pretty much every time, and different people have different shaped ears, but I find most of them will come down.
Again, I'm going to try again because I think this center glove part, which as he described it, is a bit too small. I think that's where I'm going wrong here. And I think one more time from fresh, because I'm not too pleased with how this has turned out at the moment. So there are my ears. They don't quite compare to Mark's, of course, but for a first attempt, they're still pretty bad. I feel like the first one I did, in terms of the outline shape, the arc, the first one looked the best in terms of the arc. I feel like the second one looked the best in terms of the inside, the love, and the third one looked the best in terms of the inner arc. So, or perhaps the first one even. But none of them are perfect, and I'm not entirely satisfied with either of them, but that's what practice is for, I suppose. And this was my first episode, my first entry into this series, and hopefully, as with my learning to play the guitar series, you must be aware that I'm clearly not an artist, and the whole point of this is for me to make a log, make a record of my progress through the year and perhaps beyond, if I make it that far, and to really see how I develop and improve my skills, and to have something to look back on if I ever reach a stage where I am skilled at drawing and other areas of art, and I can look back and see how far I've come. I mean, that would be a great thing to have, so, and I hope it will happen. I'm going to try this year to really make a difference in my life, and to really try new things, and most importantly sticking with them, and being determined and being hardworking and working on improving and becoming focused and building on something that I enjoy and that I want to be proficient at. So this was my so if you liked this video and you'd like to see more, ideally I'll go on to bigger and greater things than just an ear, even though I haven't even mastered this yet. But if you are curious to see how far I can go and to see my progress, then I'll see you in the next video.